Okay, everyone, we are back, and it's now time to begin the Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 Semi-Final Pitches. では皆さん、再開いたします。これから Sushi Tech Challenge 2026セミファイナルピッチのコンテストとなります。この時間でですね、司会を担当させていただきますのは私、ジャスティン・パターソンです。皆様どうぞよろしくお願いします。Thank you. So my name is Justin, and I will be your MC for the pitch semifinals. So, as I said, now we are going to start the Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 semi-final round here on this stage. So on the stage today, we will be presenting the Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 semifinals, and this is a pitch contest where startups compete to address the global challenge of building sustainable cities through advanced technology. And taking these letters, that creates Sushi Tech. So from a total of 820 entries representing 60 countries and regions around the world, we've selected 18 startups to pitch today after passing through a very, very rigorous preliminary round of evaluations. So the top 7 startups that succeed in today's pitch will advance to tomorrow's Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 final. So the winner of the final round tomorrow will receive a prize of 10 million Japanese yen. And last year's grand prize winning startup was 3D Architect, maybe you remember. They're a US startup that delivers scalable metal 3D printing with exceptionally fine micron scale features to improve cooling efficiency. So now it's time to get started with the finals, or the semifinals. And first, I'd like to start off by introducing our esteemed panel of judges. So we're going to ask them to come to the stage, and when they do, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. では本日の審査員を務めていただけます皆様をご紹介いたしましょう。ぜひ皆様大きな拍手でお迎えください。So first off, Mr. Paul McInerney, General Partner, Incubate Fund Company Limited. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。All right, moving on, Ms. Yukiko Kato. She is the Director and Executive Officer at SBI Investment Company Limited. Next up, Ms. Mari Kogiso, Co-CEO at SDG Impact Japan. Also, Ms. Angela Lee, CEO of 37 Angels and also their founder. And last but of course not least, Mr. Jinkyon Ma, Partner, Head of Investment, Plug and Play Japan. 皆様改めて大きな拍手お願いします. Another round of applause. Okay, so if we can, we'd like to get just a quick word from each of you. So, Paul, can we start off with you then?
Hi, everyone. Paul McInerney from Incubate Fund. Delighted to see the very diverse group of companies and founders today and looking forward to the judging. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Yukiko Kato from SBI Investment. I'm very much looking forward to hear the great presentation from the semifinals. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mari Kogiso, and this is my third time to attend Sushi Tech, and it's great to see that there's more and more people coming from overseas, and really looking forward to talking to startup people. Thank you.
Great.
Hello everybody, my name is Angela Lee. I'm visiting from New York City, and I'm so excited to hear all of the pitches today.
This is Ma from Penpay, Japan. I'm the founder and in charge of the investment here in Japan. My second year here as a judge, and I'm looking forward to, listening the stories from the startups. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Another round of applause. 皆様改めて拍手お願いします. So please make your way to your seats, and we'll get started in just a moment. Also, before we move on, let me take just a moment to introduce our pitching startups today. So if you'll take a look here at the screen, this is the lineup for the semifinalists today. As we mentioned this year, 18 startups from 9 different countries and areas, both domestic and international, will be taking the stage. They'll be going in this order: Eztia, ASUENE Incorporated, Aster, EF Polymer KK, Pragmaclin Research Incorporated, enaDyne, Kubo ENELL Company Limited, Chiral, Ezygreenpak Limited, Munice, New Space Intelligence Incorporated, Seyond, Midwest Composites, LiSTie Incorporated, LIFESCAPES, Qarbotech, and DeepMentor Incorporated. So, as I said, once again, these are the 18 startups that will be presenting here on stage today. Also, in between, there will be some sponsor company introductions, and of course, we need them. We'll have some breaks. We anticipate announcing the results around 5:20 p.m. or so, with the entire program scheduled to conclude by around 5:30 p.m. So it's going to be a little bit of time that we'll be spending together, but I hope you enjoy it, and especially all of the wonderful pitches that we'll see here in just a moment. So one more thing before we do kick off the pitch contest, I want to review, as some of you may be coming for the first time, maybe you haven't been here in about a year or so, and maybe you've forgotten the rules concerning the semifinals. So the pitch time is 5 minutes. So the pitch time is 5 minutes, followed by 2 minutes of Q&A from the judges, totaling 7 minutes per startup. And please note that during the Q&A, only the judges will be allowed to ask questions. Startups that pass this round will go into Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 final round, which will be held tomorrow. Simultaneous interpretation will be available through receivers, so please use Channel 1 for Japanese and Channel 2 for English. 日本語の同時通訳は、チャンネル1にご設定いただきお聞きください。Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So our first batter up, as we say, is from the United States, Ms. Tiffany Ye, who will be presenting for Eztia. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。
Hi, my name is Tiffany Ye, CEO at Eztia. We make advanced cooling materials that protect people from extreme heat without the use of power or batteries. Eztia was inspired by my time conducting global health fieldwork in some of the world's hottest environments. My background is that I first trained as a materials engineer at MIT, and then as a medical doctor at the University of Pennsylvania. And I spent those 10 years traveling around the world in some of the world's hottest environments without electricity or even running water. And so I started to think about how can you create cooling materials that can help people with minimal infrastructure. So our mission at Eztia is to create innovative cooling solutions that give people resilience in the midst of a warming world. Heat waves affected 80% of the world's population last year, leading to over 500,000 heat-related deaths. Now, in Japan specifically, last July, just that 1 month, we saw 24,000 cases of heat stroke that led to hospitalizations. Now, in 1 week in that period, 10,000 heat injuries were reported in Japan. That has real economic implications. Around the world every year, we lose $2.4 trillion from lost productivity. Now, what we've created at Eztia is our proprietary cooling material called Hydrovolt. It absorbs body heat, reducing the temperature of the skin in contact by 9 degrees Celsius within the first few minutes. And that temperature differential is sustained over the next 6 to 8 hours. To recharge the material, you just put it in the laundry machine or soak it in water for an hour. You don't need power, batteries, etc. We apply the material to textiles and create different garments, so inner shirts, arm sleeves, towels, to make it suitable for various applications, from field work to outdoor use, etc. And finally, we want the solution to be affordable. We price it very similarly to athletic apparel on the market. So you'll see me holding my Tiffany blue shirt here with all these little dots. We apply Hydrovolt as a dot matrix onto clothing that people already wear. And this dot matrix is important because that's what enables reliable evaporative cooling, even in very humid environments like Japan. We validated our technology through third-party government testing. The data shown here was done in Singapore. We demonstrated a 250% increased heat dissipation under police uniforms compared to uniform alone. We also achieved a 20% more rapid decrease in heart rate during activity, going from work to rest cycles. Here in Japan, we put our material to the test on the job site, comparing Eztia cooling sleeve versus existing commercial arm sleeve. We achieved a 4 to 5 degrees Celsius lower surface temperature compared to the existing commercial alternative throughout the entire work shift. Very similar results were achieved in Singapore as well on the shipping port, a 4 to 5 degrees surface temperature reduction, this time under heavy PPE uniforms. The global cooling market is valued at over 40 billion US dollars, spanning different sectors from worker safety to public safety to sports, even critical infrastructure and cosmetics. Our current business model is B2B. We sell to enterprises such as construction companies, government agencies, and they'll distribute the product to their constituents. We're also exploring strategic partnerships with apparel brands, professional sports teams, et cetera, to start getting into broader consumer reach. Importantly, our technology lends itself to economies of scale, meaning that as volumes increase, the cost of the goods decreases so that over time, we can make the technology more affordable to communities in need. I want to emphasize that some of our earliest partners were here in Japan. Kajima Construction was our first customer, and Scrum Ventures from Japan was also a key partner from the very beginning. In Japan, we've been able to demonstrate the versatility of our technology across various use cases, from school children in Hokkaido for community wellness to a professional baseball team to logistics and construction companies. Our goal is, together with Japan, make the country more resilient in the setting of extreme heat. The people behind Eztia, we span the US, Taiwan, Singapore, and Japan. That's where we're from. And we bring both scientific and operational expertise to deliver technology into the field. So please join us at Eztia in building a cooler Japan together. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So now it's time to move on to our Q&A. Do we have any questions from the judges? Okay, sure. Yuki-san.
Thank you for the pitch. The material you produced newly, the hydrogel, is that the proprietary technology to your company? And can you tell me about more intellectual property things?
Yeah, so the technical moat I would consider two parts. One is the formulation, so like the secret recipe behind our gel, and then also the application, so how we actually get the gel onto a substrate like textiles in a way that's very durable. So all of that is part of our IP. And then in terms of IP, there's trade secrets, there's also patents. We filed 3 patents, 1 granted, 2 pending for different recipes, methods of making, etc.
Okay, all right, Paul?
Thank you. It was fascinating. Could you talk about pricing relative to just regular, industrial wear?
Sure.
So what's the additional price, and then where you are in terms of scaling production?
Yeah, so in terms of where our pricing is today, for example, an inner shirt is $57 US, a neck wrap is $30 US, compared to, for example, fan jackets. They're on the order of $200 or more. So we really are pretty affordable compared to what is already in industrial use, which is our first user segment, worker safety. Now, where we are in terms of commercial traction, we entered the market last year. So we're in that conversion from POCs, early pilots, into the scale and across enterprises, but also earning new customers.
Okay, might have time for one more question. So, Mr. Ma, if you would.
Thank you for presentation. Can you please let us know that are there any regulatory risk, for example, like the safety standard in your key market?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it comes down to like the approach that we've taken, right? Which is more in terms of like consumer health, functional apparel, so that we don't need to go down some fancy like medical device pathway. But of course, we need to be like responsible to our users and our customers. So we meet all the consumer health standards like dermatologic safety, no residual chemicals, like all that kind of stuff. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's all the time we have for our Q&A. That was Eztia. Thank you very much. 皆様改めて拍手お願いします. All right. Definitely sounds like something we'd like to have on one of the many, many hot days we have here in Japan. Okay, moving on to our next presenter from Japan, Mr. Michael Hashimoto, representing ASUENE Incorporated. 皆様拍手でお迎えください. To the stage, sir.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Michael Hashimoto. I would like to today explain about one-stop solution for decarbonization and ESG. ASUENE is a company founded in 2019. We have fundraised up to 77 million up to date. Our Kohei, who is our CEO, is ranked number 5 entrepreneur in Japan, and our company is ranked number 2 as global climate tech company. ASUENE signifies for future energy or Earth's energy. As everyone knows very well, global warming is a global issue. Everyone needs to work on to solve that issue, to have a better world for the next generation. So our company is challenging to solve that issue for the next generation. As I said, it's a global issue, so we have global presence already. We have an office in the US, UK, and Asia, supporting our clients over there. As the market is huge, we also try to have global connections as much as possible, and these are the major institute and association we have connections. So what exactly does ASUENE do? ASUENE basically supports companies to disclose their CO2 emissions or their risks, ESG risk in their supply chain. The first step is to support visualization. However, visualization itself does not have any value. So we try to support our customer to reduce CO2 emission or to solve ESG issues. Once that service is provided, then we support our customer to disclose all their activities being done. Because there are regulations, which I'll explain later, customers need to disclose their CO2 emission and ESG risks. So we have a consultant to support preparation for that disclosure. We also have a third-party assurance company which assures those reports to be published. This sector is increasing dramatically, so therefore we also provide educational support so that customers are catch up with the latest regulation. Where does our strength come from? Our strength mainly comes from AI Nicola, which is our AI agent. Gathering information, connecting information, providing answers or providing reports, everything is done by this AI agent. As I mentioned earlier, right now this world, each country is requiring new regulation. Europe, the regulation started last year. In the US, it will start this year. And in Japan, it will start next year. So every company will need to disclose their actual CO2 emission so that they can comply with the regulation. So these are the actual products we have. ASUENE and ASUENE supply chain basically supports data management and visualization of a companies. N0 and Carbon EX basically supports to reduce or offset the actual carbon emissions. ASUENE Veritas is a third-party accounting company which provides certification to those companies before publication. And ASUENE Carrier provides educational support so that each companies are at the latest status of new regulations. Although we try to develop our product in-house, the market is huge, so we try to enhance our products through M&A. We are a 7-year company, but during this past 1.5 years, we have acquired 6. Actually, we have 7 right now. Basically, the service which we can not provide or has synergy with our product, we try to acquire them. Or especially for global market, if we have difficulties to penetrate in the market, we purchase or acquire our competitors so that we can get market share. This shows the actual product portfolio of our whole products. Basically, we try to have an end-to-end product so that our customer can solve their issue through our products. Data collection all the way to reduction or improvement. Basically, as you can see here, we cover all the area which we can provide service. However, depending on customers, there are still areas which we cannot provide solution. For those customers, we try to develop in-house by enhancing our AI, or we acquire companies which has synergies. As of today, we have 35% market share in Japan. We are a leading company. However, looking abroad, we still have a lot of space which we need to improve. Therefore, we will continue developing our AI agents in-house, plus we'll go through the market by acquiring and to be able to increase our business. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was ASUENE. So do our judges have any questions? Okay, Angela?
Can you talk a little bit about your competitive landscape, specifically in APAC?
So basically in APAC, we do have competitors comparing by each product. But by looking at the whole lineup of the product, right now we do not have any competitor. If we quote to a project, we can win nearly 75 to 80% of each project. Okay.
Mari-san?
Yes, I know that you have been very successful in Japan, but how is your strategy in the US or European market? There's quite a lot of competitor, I guess.
For the US market, as everyone knows very well, Trump is not really into decarbonization. The market, because everything is extremely expensive, the need is more in reducing electricity, gas, or water. So we have acquired a company called N0, which provides reduction solutions for water, gas, and energy. So we are penetrating the market through that product. That product also connects to our products, and by that way, we also sell our product, which are developed in Japan.
Still think we have a little bit of time for any more questions. Anyone else have any questions? All right, Mr. Ma? Oh, okay. All right, then. Yukiko-san? All right.
Thank you for the pitch. Can you tell us about one example, how to what extent you can reduce the CO2 emission?
Okay, so this is first of all a very long process until each company achieves carbon neutrality. In most companies, they go to, the target is 2040 or 2050. So we prepare a plan which goes step by step. We go to customer first stage, let's try to visualize this area. Then you go visualize this area. And at the same time, we identify the areas which is possible to reduce. So as I said, the goal is 10, 15 years in future. So we prepare our plan and provide service as needed.
All right. I think that's all the time we have for the questions. Thank you very much. That was ASUENE Incorporated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。
Fascinating. Okay, so moving on to our next presentation. 続いてはこちらの方です from Japan, Mr. Shantanu Menon, going for Aster. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。
What if we had a world with no natural disasters? With that dream, we started Aster, the opposite of disaster. We were born out of the University of Tokyo, and we focus on earthquakes. Just one simple question. Why do people die due to an earthquake? Turns out, 80% of the people who have died due to an earthquake is due to the collapse of a masonry wall. And at Aster, our mission is very simple. We want 0 earthquake deaths. And for that, we're going to start with masonry. Now, what is masonry? It's just walls made with bricks or units like bricks. And it's ubiquitous. It's there everywhere. It's estimated that 6 out of 10 people stay in homes in the world with walls that are made of masonry. But there's a problem. These walls are really weak against earthquakes. They may be cheap, they may be good against sound and temperature, but they are weak against earthquake. It's happened again and again and again. On an average, almost 30 to 40 people die every day due to these walls. What we have is something unique. It is a coating. You just need to coat your walls. It makes your walls strong and flexible. The point here being flexibility. Because when an earthquake comes, we let your walls flex, but not collapse. We've done a lot of experiments in the University of Tokyo and outside as well. This experiment with JICA shows that with multiple large earthquakes, even walls, full-scale walls, not even a single damage is there to your walls. What we have is a combination of 3 things. An innovative secret manufacturing process, which involves glass fibers and safe water-based resins. We have a patented analysis technique that can tell you where and how much to coat your walls to make your buildings strong against earthquakes. And of course, we have an academic network, earthquake academic network, which helps us in standardization and regulations. Compared to our competitors, we are cheap, we are easy, with no skills or no special tools required, and we can also reduce your concrete required for your both at the design stage as well as operational stage. We are a team of 3 co-founders based in Japan and with expertise in machine making, building maintenance, and earthquake engineering. We also have a global team which understands the local market conditions. We partner with a lot of business partners to help us spread our wings all around the world. And we also collaborate with research institutes and academic institutions. Right now, we're doing a B2B to C model where we work with local real estate developers, general contractors. We give them value by reducing their costs and also the labor requirement. But in the future, we want to go B2C. We want to be customer-centric. We want to make it as easy as DIY. But one step before that, we want to give it as retrofitting as a service where the power is in the hands of the clients. So right now, we are making it in Japan. This is our biggest advantage. And also, this is our biggest disadvantage because it's expensive. We want to manufacture it locally, but we can do one step before that. to maintain technology, to safeguard our technology. We do a premix. We make the secret sauce in Japan, and we do large-scale production locally. So this can reduce our cost by over 50%. We're right now all over Asia, and we have got traction in 6 countries. And we've been growing last 1 year, and we hope to grow and keep this momentum. And we got an award from the Ministry of Land and Infrastructure Highway called the Japan International Construction Award. So right now, the strategic roadmap is that we are targeting the high-end market right now, where we make in Japan and we do B2B. But we want to go to the mass market. We want to manufacture it locally and also make it as easy as possible for our clients. And all the way, we want to focus on IP and standardization. But for truly to visualize our dream, we want to make our technology socially inclusive, and we need support. And to visualizing our dream of 0 earthquake deaths. This photo is from an earthquake that happened in Italy where we went. We took this photo. It shows that a child has lost his life during an earthquake. We have seen this over and over and over and again, and we want to stop this. We need all your support to make our dream come true of 0 earthquake death. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Aster. では Q&A セッションです。Does any of our judges have a question? Okay, Mr. Mafyun.
Something for presentation. What is your primary go-to-market strategy in emerging market, like the government, NGOs, or like the private sectors?
So we have split the market into 2, government and private. We had already entered the private market to local contractors and through the local contractors and general construction companies. For the public, we are working with JICA and government agencies to get a product accredited through regulation and standardization. So we will be getting a standard next year in the Philippines, through which we can retrofit schools and buildings in the Philippines. Thank you.
All right, Angela.
Thank you. Is this only for new construction, or does it work? How does it work with existing construction?
Any construction, new or old. It can work on old walls, new walls. In fact, it's better with new walls because you can save construction costs in addition to earthquake-proof technology.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Okay, Paul.
So what's your current price point, and what price point can you get once you've scaled? So what's the current cost of the product, and how far can you bring that cost down?
So right now it's about $10 to $20 per square meter. We can reduce that by half if you manufacture it locally.
Any more questions? Okay, Mari-san.
What is the maximum seismic intensity that your product can withhold?
Thank you so much for the question. The shake table test that you saw is Japan Intensity 7 multiple times, no cracks.
Okay, we have time maybe for one more quick question. Anyone else? We okay? All right, thank you very much. That was Aster from Japan. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, going on to our next presenter, also from Japan. Let's welcome Mr. Kyoji Nakao, presenting for EF Polymer KK. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。どうぞ。
Hi. So, in a world we live in today, sorry, the slide is not coming, sorry. In a world we live in today, we are facing multiple environmental issues. One, climate change. Climate change is causing severe drought and water shortages, which is affecting millions of farmers around the globe. Modern agriculture, dependency on chemical materials are leading soil disruptions, plastic pollutions. At EF Polymer, we are making the change one by one, step by step. We are making the change. EF Polymer stands for eco-friendly polymer. We are a manufacturer of 100% natural biodegradable polymers. Agriculture being as a core of our business, we are helping the farmers around the globe to grow more while saving the precious resources such as water and fertilizers. Outside agriculture, for example, personal care, cosmetics, we are helping the corporations, brands to achieve the green transformations. Our solution, our product is 100% natural and biodegradable polymers made from bio-waste, such as orange peel and banana peels. we are upcycling these waste and converting into high-performance polymers, which can absorb water from 50 to 130 times of its weight. It is also biodegradable in soil and marine environments. If you use it in the soil, as you can see, the polymer will lock in the water and nutrients and slowly releasing into the root area of the plant, supporting the sustainable growth of the plants. Very simple, yet very effective technology. Our solution is one of the only polymer products that has obtained organic certificates in Japan, US, and EU. Over the past few years, we have been delivering our product over 800 tons, and we are continuing to expand our market, having trials in over 20 countries. EF Polymer, we are upcycling the biowaste and expanding this circular model, and biowaste producing the polymer and helping the farmers, and then collect the residues from the regions and to again produce the polymers. We are manufacturing everything in India at the moment, but we are aiming to expand that model to regional wise. If you hear a word, a polymer, maybe you can imagine a product like diapers. As you may know, polymers are widely used in various industries such as cosmetics, medical, hygiene, personal cares. But the thing is that most of the products are based in petroleum-based, which has a high impact to the environment. That is why we are helping the corporations to achieve the green transformation. We have teamed up with some industry leaders. For example, eco-friendly ice packs we have launched 3 years ago with Iwatani, and this has been used in the Muji store throughout Japan, and green cement with Semeco, and absorption sheet, which can be used for the facial pack with soak and chemicals, and also cosmetic ingredients to be launched very soon. As a company, we are aiming to go IPO within the next 5 years. We are multinational, multicultural companies with a leadership rooted in India and Japan, having a headquarters in Okinawa, Japan, manufacturing in Udaipur in India. We are combining the global perspective with the regional executions. Together, we are ready to make the change from agriculture to landscape, urban development to cosmetic, personal care. We are ready to make the change, and we are aiming to play a critical role of shaping up the sustainable society. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was EF Polymer. So do any of our judges have any questions? Q&A time this. Hey, okay, Yukiko-san.
Thank you for the pitch. I'd like to understand the cost competitiveness. And could you tell me how expensive the current polymer material compared to the conventional one, which is produced using by the petroleum?
So for agriculture, there have been a small amount of polymer product already distributed in the regions, and there are some gaps, but we are trying to mitigate that gap. And by talking with the farmers around the region, around the globe, we are recommending a certain amount of dosage for the polymer, and with the price introduction. And most of the time, they are saying that, oh, with this pricing and with this expectation of the performance, maybe we can try it out. That's the basic the response we are getting from the market, and therefore we are already able to distribute in many regions. Not only the developing countries such as like US and EU, but India, Asia, and Middle East as well.
Okay, any other questions? Sorry, Mr. Mao.
Thank you for the presentation. Do you mind sharing more details about how do you educate the farmers and drive the adoption of the scale?
So right now, the new product which I mentioned to you, this is still a new product. Therefore, there has to be a step for the education. And there are region by regions. There are like farmer gathering, farmer explanation gathering that has been owned by, initiated by co-ops and distributors. So on ground, we are sending our members there to one by one explain the product. And a lot of times, farmers are really desperate for this type of product. Therefore, they are stepping in to try it out in the regions. But at the same time, we need regional data, so that's something that we are doing with the university and trusted institutions. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. Once again, that was EF Polymer KK. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. All right, now let's move on to our next presentation. 続いては from Canada, Ms. Bronwyn Bridges, representing Pragmaclen Research Incorporated. 皆様、拍手でお迎えください。Round of applause, どうぞ。
The cities of tomorrow are facing a healthcare crisis that's here today. Currently, right now, we see gaps in specialist care because there are millions of people that need neurological care, but they can't access it. Simply a gap in specialties that exist and the aging population. My name is Bronwyn Bridges, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Pragmaclen. We're based out of Canada, and we are solving that infrastructure issue. Japan is the world's most aged society with over 30% of the population over 65. It also means that there's 160,000 patients that have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease here in Japan. And like the rest of the world, where there is 10 million people who have been diagnosed, over 90% of them actually never see a movement disorder specialist for their care. Not because they don't need one, but simply because they cannot access one. For somebody who actually has a progressive chronic condition, this is detrimental to their care providing. And so we've created the infrastructure to solve that with PRIMS. PRIMS is our clinical decision support tool that provides real-time movement assessment analysis from within a clinical setting. Within 10 minutes, a patient is able to stand in front of the system and be guided through the series of tests. It tracks everything from gait, tremor, facial expression, and more, and is actually run in the exact same standardized scale as you'd see when you saw a movement disorder specialist. No wearables, nothing attached to the body, so they do not struggle with the fine motor tasks they typically do. On top of that, we have IP around the calibration feature here that you'll see. There's a clinical dashboard up in the top corner, which is what the clinician sees for trends, history over time, and those scores are actually calculated in real time once the patient finishes. We've also added in the caregiver and patient companion app that you'll see at the bottom, where they actually produce weekly scores and on severity for their cognitive function and more, so that we have better data at a lower cost and more connected care circles. Currently, right now, we're focused on Parkinson's disease as our model, but we know that this scales into other diseases as well. Stroke, Huntington's, MS, genetic disorders, and more. Anything that requires a movement assessment to be done is able to be done in front of our system. And that's how we built it, with a plug-and-play model and where each test is built individually and can be adjusted among that. We are also not a concept. We are building this and have clinically validated data across several countries now, and over 300 patients that have been diagnosed have been assessed with over 5,000 collections of data. And this provides longitudinal data for trends and history over time. As well, we have novel claims on our IP, and we also have completed our pre-submissions with the FDA, who have approved our protocol and are ready to go with completion of those studies in the US by the end of this year for commercialization in 2027. And how we reach the market is through 3 pillars. We have the first being our main focus, which is neurologists, hospitals, and then community clinics next, but also pharmaceutical companies at the end where they're completing trials and need more objective data on the patients, which is a cost savings for them in providing inter-rater variability of neurologist assessment. Currently, right now in the market, we mostly see wearables like watch sensors, as well as phone capture base from home. For us, we targeted the clinic side first so that we could get that validated data and the trust from the clinicians, and then can move to having a companion app at home. That way, it can be clinically reimbursed and validated, but also can then transfer into our mobile app through some of our tests. We have a roadmap, which is a lot of words and a lot of things happening, but for the most path here, what we're doing, we have traction in Asia through some of our clinical partners. We have also had our FDA meetings, as I said, with that regulatory pathway next, and now trying to fundraise, but the end goal being to be that gold standard for neurological care assessments, not just for Parkinson's, but for all movement disorders. We were built by those with skin in the game. My co-founder was actually who you saw in the video at the beginning and was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2020. My research was alongside him, and we built this knowing that patients need what we're building, and the clinicians are also needing the other platform to connect the dots. I'm also, like I said, the CEO and co-founder, and my CTO, Colin, has built technology across North America in regulated spaces. We've also built out a team. Some of the key features, key employees that you'll see here on the screen are mostly in software development and research, but others as well that are in quality assurance and more. And we're asking for capital, like most startups, of $2.5 million, really to get through that final scale validation. But we're also looking for pilot partners. So if you know somebody who is in the neurology space and willing to test and pilot, we'd love to continue to collect more data across multiple populations. And so let me leave you with this. Every day and every month that a city does not solve their specialist infrastructure problem is another month in which a patient falls through the cracks. So let's solve that together. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Okay, では質疑応答です。Do we have any questions from our judges? Okay, all right. Ms. Kato?
Hi, thank you for the pitch. I understand you are preparing for the submission to the FDA. And do you see or aware any problem you need to tackle before approved by the FDA?
Great question. No, because we've solved those problems. We first engaged with them over a year and a half ago and have modified our protocol, our partners, and really the demographic endpoints that we were looking for. So this last meeting we just had with them 2 months ago was really the green light about our claims and what we're doing, saying that the assessment can be done by not just neurologists, but anybody in the facility that is trained in movement disorders, which can be researchers or technicians. And so from that perspective, it was kind of like a gold star win for us on what was next. And I think it's because we built the trust that the data may seem low when you look at how many data points as a whole. It's because we've collected it all ourselves. That data has been consented to be used further on in other scales. And so because we've collected it, it's been slower, but it was based on that first FDA feedback. And we really wanted to make sure there was trust in the algorithms.
All right, thank you. Maybe Paul? Okay, I think we have time for one more.
Thank you. Just curious about the pricing model, like how the pricing model will work and how you anticipate that'll be accepted by insurance players in the US.
Great question. And the two pricing models, because we've looked at single payer systems being a Canadian company and how that can scale into some of the Asian markets. For them, it is an access and reduction in wait times, improvement in care. So that one is quite different than the payment model in the US. And for that, we have reimbursement codes. The mobile app for remote therapeutic monitoring at home is the companion piece. And in clinic, we've worked with reimbursement consultants on what coding is available. And there is codes that do work. So we have looked at both from a per tier as they do assessments billing, but prefer to do subscription as a yearly annual, so we have expected revenue. And so that has sat pretty well. We're just working on right now through these trials. Some of the endpoints are for the economic savings that they have and economics making that they have, revenue generation. Yeah.
All right, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. That
Thank
was
you.
Pat McClin Research. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, we're going to move on to our next presenter in just a moment. Give us just a second. We have to make a couple of quick adjustments to our screen and to the video equipment. Everything all right? Okay, thank you very much. ではですね、参りましょう. So our next presenter from Germany, representing enaDyne, let's welcome Mr. Philip Hahn. 皆様拍手どうぞ.
Everything you touch today, your phone, your wallet, your clothes, most of that has been produced in a chemical plant. And those plants are incredibly outdated. Let me show you how it's done today. You have city-sized factories using heat and pressure based on technology from the 1920s. They are locked into fossil fuels. And looking at the Middle East right now, you see this is not only a question of sustainability anymore. This is also about supply chain resilience. They are limited in their efficiency, they are incompatible with sustainable electricity, and they're incredibly difficult to decentralize. And while most other technologies are already focusing on modular, highly scalable processes, chemistry is still building monolithic cathedrals. The problem of that architecture is hitting semiconductor production first. You might say, what does that have to do with chemistry? Well, every semiconductor fab is producing highly toxic emissions with a CO2 equivalent of 7,000 plus that have to be abated to actually resume production. What is their solution right now? Gas burners. Inefficient, producing additional CO2, and in a market that is growing like this, I think unsustainable technology is actually a problem. Our solution for that is called non-thermal plasma catalysis, where we are replacing heat and pressure in conventional chemistry with a cold plasma. The process is actually pretty simple. We use pulsed power to excite only the electrons in the gas. Those create kinetic reactions with the molecules, and that alone already creates chemistry. And if you combine that with plasma-active catalysts, then you have a process that is highly efficient with up to 95% of the energy actually going into the process rather than evaporating as heat. And all of that is made possible by our ENELL ceramics electrodes that produce the most efficient cold plasma on planet Earth. But architecture is as important as the core technology, and that's why we are building our technology not like a city-sized factory, but like a data center. Our approach reminds of how computers are built. Our inner core reactors, they are like a hard drive. You can plug them in, switch them out, replace them, upgrade them as you need. And our integrated inner prime solutions, they're the equivalent of a server. You can put them into a rack, you can parallelize them when you have to increase production, and if production goes down, you switch them off without actually losing any energy efficiency. And with that combination, you get a technology that is just way beyond fossil fuels or fossil technology. Not only with regard to efficiency, but only with the production economies of scale, and especially with the flexibility that you bring to the table and that you need in today's market environment. With that, we're addressing 3 different industries. Abatement, obviously, where we start subfab testing in the next year and where we have first revenue already. Splitting, where you can produce hydrogen from ammonia and methane. And synthesis, where we can provide decentralized ethylene, methanol, and base chemical production with a pilot on the way in 2027. All on the same platform, just with adapted electrodes and with adapted catalysts. And we're going to capture that value by partnering with domain leaders. We remain asset light. We provide the core technology while they can continue to work the market and be future-proof. With that, as said, we already have 2 million euros in revenues booked, and we are currently negotiating a major offtake of 500 units of our inner prime solution for about 20 million euros. That is our team. That is actually our main asset, because the challenge in plasma catalysis is that you have to integrate many different sub-disciplines under one roof. And we have all of that in-house and have built up a team that covers plasma science, pulse power, catalysis, and engineering. And with that, we are well set up to really bring that technology to the market. For that, we will raise our Series A actually in the second half of this year. As said, we have the proof, we have the IP, and we have the strong belief that fossil heat and pressure has dominated the chemical industry for long enough, and we would like to join us on the path to see what's next. Thank you.
Okay, that was enaDyne. So for our Q&A, any questions? Mr. Mall, you already had your hand up. All right, go ahead.
Thank you for the presentation. May I know what are the biggest engineering risks in scaling to the industrial volumes? Actually, we have the biggest risk already behind us, and that was the proof point of the core technology. Because while most other plasma catalysis approaches, for example, use tube reactors, we have done the reactor type that you see right there to reduce, for example, pressure drops in the industrial applications. Right now, it's just a question of scaling that up and getting it to the market.
All right, any other questions? Ms. Kato.
Thank you for that, David. Have you acquired the partner which delivered the pilot study already?
Yeah, so we have a partner right now that is actually delivering those fossil-based abatement solutions, and we are currently building an integrated product together with them, and they have all the know-how basically and all the requirements that you need to really be efficient also in a semiconductor subfab, and so with them together we are doing that study as well.
I think we have time for maybe one more question. Anyone else? Paul? Or, okay,
Yeah,
Paul.
could you just talk about the cost if you've got a fab, for example, a semicon fab running, and you add the technology in across the board, what's the relative increase in cost?
Well, our benchmark is actually that especially the OPEX has to be the same or actually below that of the previous fossil technology. With regard to for how much you can sell the technology itself, then we will see, because it's a completely new approach that is actually unheard of in the industry. But we want to be in cost of OPEX and also in CAPEX at least on par with what is in the market right now.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. That was enaDyne. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ありがとうございました. Okay. All right, so that brings to a close our first 6 presentations. Now we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, so please be back in your seats and ready to continue on in about 5 minutes. For those of you leaving, please be sure to return your simultaneous interpretation receivers to our staff. Also inside the venue, we do have other exhibitions showcasing products and services from startups, including those presenting here today at SusHi Tech. So we encourage you to take a look around. And as I said, we'll resume shortly in about 5 minutes. See you then. Thank you. Okay, everyone, we are back, and it's time to resume our next round of pitches. I hope you had a good break. Rather short one. Sometimes you realize 5 minutes really is kind of a short amount of time, but I hope you're able to kind of shake things out and get a little comfortable. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next pitch. では、次のプレゼンテーションに参りたいと思います。So we'll now be having presentations from our 7th to 12th number companies, which will, of course, be presented sequentially. As you previously heard, the winning company tomorrow will receive a prize money of 10 million Japanese yen, among other prizes from our sponsors. So let's get started with our next presentation from India. Representing Kubo Care, let's welcome Mr. Ayush Agrawal. 皆様拍手お願いします。
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayush Agrawal. My father suffered from a stroke when he was alone at home. He fell down and he was not discovered for many hours. My co-founder Anurag's grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, had multiple unwitnessed falls at home, and unfortunately passed away due to the complications from one such fall. We are building Kubo Care to ensure no other family goes through what we went through. Falls are a burning problem around the world. Over 200 million seniors suffer from falls every single year, leading to over 20 million hospitalizations and 1 million+ deaths. The current solutions are just not good enough. Cameras invade privacy. You can't place them inside bedrooms or bathrooms where most falls take place. Wearables require additional effort from the seniors, and the existing set of sensors are extremely limiting. That's why we're building a radar-based device that gets placed in the corner of the room. No cameras, no wearables. With this device, we are able to track movement, feed it into our AI algorithms, and provide a dashboard and solutions for the facilities about their seniors. Let me show you a short video to show you how it works. The device itself captures just these 3D point clouds. No images are being captured, no privacy intruding data whatsoever. What we're able to do with these 3D point clouds is interesting. As soon as a person falls down, we're able to send out an alert within a second. By tracking things like velocity, speed, acceleration, Z-axis movement, we can provide further nuance to the facilities, distinguishing between high-impact alerts and low-impact falls, leading to yellow alerts. We can also track how well they're sleeping by calculating the number of times they're tossing and turning, how many times they're getting up in the night. By integrating a light sensor, we can either integrate it with home automation or send out an alert that a person is walking in low light. In memory care, if the resident leaves their room alone, we can send out a wandering alert. We can integrate the data from multiple devices onto one visualization for the facility so that if a fall happens anywhere in the facility, we can track the movement of the attendants as well, how well they're responding, how quickly they reach the senior, and how well they were able to help them out. And finally, the feather in our cap, the fact that we can now start converting radar 3D point cloud data into a skeletal figure. Now we can start tracking things like posture, gait, balance, sitting, standing, lying down. As far as we know, no other company in the world can do this. We filed for global patents across the US, India, and Japan, converting 3D radar data, 3D point cloud data into skeletal figure data. This opens up multiple opportunities for us. We can now start doing clinical grade risk assessment and eventually move on to fall prediction and fall prevention. Our early deployments have been extremely successful. We've gone live with the largest elder care facilities in India. We've also partnered with universities in the US for academic grade case studies about our solution. In Japan, we've gone live with a hospital, the Shonan Daiichi Hospital in the outskirts of Tokyo. And with Singapore, we've partnered with one of their subsidiaries, with IHH Healthcare subsidiary in India called Fortis. We were finalists at the World Aging Festival in Singapore. And so therefore, the early traction for us has been extremely promising. And with this traction, our next step is commercialization. We predict over the course of the next 4 to 5 years, we will be able to cross $50 million in ARR. The cost of radar is significantly cheaper than cameras. The cost of running radar and the cost of inference on radar is significantly cheaper than cameras. Therefore, even at a lower price point, we will have significantly higher margins. And the best part is that even at a $50 million ARR, our overall market penetration will be less than 1%. That is how large and fast growing the overall senior care market is around the world. And we are the right team to build this. I've been in the age tech sector for over 10 years. My first company, Seniority, was an e-commerce portal aggregating innovative products from all over the world. I started that in 2016. My co-founder, Anurag, is a Schwarzman scholar, consultant, investor. Our head of hardware, Mr. Arvind Bairi, comes in with over 20 years of experience in building hardware, specifically radar tech, both in defense and in health use cases. But we're a very small team still. We've raised less than $1 million so far, but we've done so much with it. Our plan next is to be able to raise $3 million as our seed to start expanding around the world. And I invite you to partner with us to help make Kubo Care the transformative smart monitoring solution for safer aging around the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was Kubo Care. All right, Angela, already have your hand up. Okay, go ahead.
Can you, thank you for your pitch. Can you share what happens after the person falls? What happens after?
Currently, our GTM is B2B, so we've integrated within senior living facilities, assisted living facilities, and hospitals. Therefore, we are integrated into their emergency response protocols, so our device sends out alerts to them. For our consumer launch, we've already partnered with emergency response providers. So if a fall happens in a home, our response team, our partner response team will reach the home ASAP. The family members don't need to take any effort. We'll take care of everything and show them live updates on the family app.
Any other questions? Mr. Mal?
Could you please share me about how does your, radar-based system compared in accuracy to the camera-based system? Yes.
Right. So the way we've built our algorithms, we've ensured that our false negative rate is 0. Our false positive rate is currently 0.1%. We have a 2-pass algo that does accuracy. The reason why we won't directly compare it with camera is because a lot of camera-based providers promise 100% accuracy, but the videos are being looked at by human beings. So there is no privacy in a camera-based solution. Our solution is the only one with the highest degree of accuracy while promising 100% privacy. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Kubo Care. 皆様ありがとうございました。拍手どうぞ。
Thank you, everyone. ありがとうございます。
Okay, moving on to our next presentation, this time from Japan, representing ENELL Company Limited, Mr. Takashi Kondo. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。To the stage, sir, please.
Hi, good morning. I'm Takashi Kondo. A child, she works 4 hours a day, not for school, but for water. The water she finally reaches is unsafe. That is not a history. That is today for 2 billion people. I'm Takashi Kondo from ENELL. Our mission is one line, end the era of transporting water. Most people still frame water scarcity. That's wrong. Decentralized plant now, military target. Aging infrastructures are a serious problem in developed countries like Japan. Infrastructure development is not keeping pace with population growth. The real crisis is not scarcity, it is centralized. All these solutions are smart but expensive. All are still depend on pipes and plants. All of these life support for a dying system. Centralized water built the last century. Decentralized water built the next. No plant, no pipes. Make the water where people are, not a vitamin, a painkiller. 3 breakthrough. No one else achieved all 3s. 1, river and rain into drinkable water. 3, no contaminants. 2nd, stable theory exposed to open air, no chemicals. And 3rd one, new water sources, drinking water from the air, atmospheric water generation. 4 technologies fused inside 1 unit. 0 waste RO filtration, electric sterilization, sterile preservation for 6 months and beyond. All of it on 30 watt-hours. And there is leverages. Those four are freely combinable. Natural disasters in Japan, rural area in Africa, urban area in Middle East, any environment, any economy, one platform. The proof, we run heavily polluted Tokyo River water through our small unit for a month. The authorized lab by Tokyo Metropolitan Government certified it meet tap water standard. Zero equals zero bacteria. Then the test no one else passed. We left that water open to air for 6 months. Still sterile, no chlorine, no chemicals. That is difference between water treatment and water infrastructure. This is our 3 pillars for go-to-market. Our own models, OEM integration, and global partners. Not 3 business, 1 vision, 3 expressions. Our compact unit purifies 600 liters a day. In 50 seconds, 30 watt-hours drinking water for 300 people. We are shipping 4,000 units in domestic market, 1,000 enterprises customer, NTT East, Ricoh, Nomura Security, Kirin Beverage, Keio University, and so on. 3 government partnership with Biba in Hokkaido, Tomioka in Gunma, and Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Validation is not a prototype story. Feature on Japanese government website and Nippon Innovation Award 2025 grand prize. Tokyo Metropolitan Government grant 530 million yen project endorsed by Japan. OEM integration has already begun. 2 listed companies have contracted ENELL as total water consultant for 100% renewable energy resort. Groundbreaking on this year. We are water inside. Next, smart house, building, vessels, hospitals, and farms. ENELL inside like Intel inside, but for water. The world is upcoming 11 countries negotiation, 8 POC confirmed. And also, you know, the global market is very huge, and our position is only one company in decentralized and water supply for drinking water. The bottleneck is not the market, not the technology in the team. We're gonna raise $5 million $5 million Japanese yen as a Series A, and we're gonna go in public in 2030 with 7.2 billion Japanese yen. Just the internet decentralized information, ENELL decentralized water.
Okay, time's up.
End of the era of transporting water. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was ENELL Company. All right, time for our Q&A. では、ご質問ある方。Okay, start off. Mari-san?
Thank you for the pitch. Can I understand what's so special about your product in terms of technology? Is that RO or sterilization system or?
Actually, we utilize RO, but with no wastewater. We don't produce any wastewater with RO membrane. And sterilization technology is very unique. We can achieve zero bacteria with no chemical, no chlorine. We just use electric power.
Any other questions? Got time for maybe one more. Anyone else? All right, looks like we don't have any more questions. Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。Okay. すべりごめんで。はい、加藤さんお願いします。
Thank you for the pitch. Do you have any marketing strategy toward the African country?
Actually, we'd like to. Actually, last week I visited DC to meet Mr. Sanoj Kumar Jha is lead of Global Water Department in World Bank, and I asked him to support our project in Africa, like Ghana, Zambia, and any other place in Africa.
All right, thank you very much. That was ENELL Company Limited. Mr. Kondo, thank you very much. ありがとうございました。All right, time to move on to our next presentation. 続いては、this is also from Japan, Mr. Ryo Kamezawa, presenting for Chiral. Here we go. どうぞ。
Hi, how are you doing? I am Rio, and I'm co-founder of Chiral, and we are building the next generation infrastructure for AI-driven science. This is back in the day when I was doing chemistry research. Look how happy I was. But this came to an end when professor came to me and he told me I need to do coding to look at the molecules computationally. I really struggled because I didn't know how to code, and that wasn't the work I love. So this day came. Pretty emotional hashtag, right? No more chem. I left my research with great regrets. But I also realized that there must be thousands of scientists like me in the same situation who cannot do computational science because of the technical reasons. So what is computational R&D? So this is a new technology to do experiments, research, instead of physical environment, doing everything on computer. It's faster, cheaper, and it gives you much better insights for scientists. One clear use case is drug discovery. Typically, it takes about 15 years to bring single medicine to the market. But with computational R&D, it is said we can deliver medicine up in now 7 years. It's not about speed as well. We can also reduce animal testing, which is very environment and sustainable friendly with the use of computational R&D. And then adoption of computational R&D is irreversible, and the market is growing, and the application is also growing to a wide range of industries other than drug discovery. But computational R&D is very difficult to do. Applications are fragmented. You need computational power, but it's very expensive. You also need ML and AI specialists, but it's really hard to hire them. So this is where Chiral comes in, to make computational R&D cheaper, easier, and faster. So we connect fragmented system into one platform and integrate scalable cloud, and then also deploy AI agents to automate a lot of manual analytical processes. What it used to take 2 to 3 months, with Chiral, now you can do it in few days. This is what our platform looks like. Just like you had Beaker's Flask on your shelf, you have a library of database and application that you get immediate access. And then you can also design and execute your computational research on this single platform. And we also have AI assistant to overcome expertise challenges. So everything what I needed back in when I was doing research, it's there. And because of now experimental data are all generated in platform, we are also helping scientists to unlock and create more value from data. Now, intelligence accumulates on our platform over time, and scientists can use it to make better decisions for their future experiments. We're also quickly building traction, validated by working with mid to small size biotech and pharmaceutical companies. And we are also eyeing international players, not in just Japan. And we're also creating a big, massive impact at university as well. We are working university like University of Tokyo in the aero engineering space. These are the future students who are dreaming to design the next rockets that go to Mars, or creating sky taxi to create mobility revolution. And then we are providing the infrastructure for computational R&D, so the computational R&D can be easily accessed. And we have the unique strategy to think about our strategy as global from day one. And then also, we don't want to just be a niche technology player, but we want to be the global infrastructure layer to help all the scientists in the world. But at the end of the day, it is the people who need to drive this. And we believe that we have the right set of the people with international experience. And then also, we are all scientists from the background. 1 year ago, we got together, and I was actually at SusHi Tech, sitting far over there, thinking about what we want to do. And in 1 year, we got here. So I believe that if this is possible, anything is possible with Chiral. If you believe that AI will really advance science, please believe in Chiral as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was Chiral. Now we're going to move on to our Q&A session. Okay, Mr. Ma, already have your hand up. Start us off.
Thank you for the pitch. May I know your revenue pricing model is per like the seat per computer or like a subscription?
Yeah, so it is, we charge it by per seat. And then how it goes is it's a subscription where you get the basic access over the tools and databases. And then on top, we charge it by the computational power that these scientists would use.
Any other questions? A little bit of time. Angela, okay.
Thank you. Can you share what's proprietary about what you've built?
Yeah, sure. So we have two proprietary technology. One is the orchestration layer. So all of these tools, databases, and AI agents that's out there, you know there are a lot of out there, but they don't communicate with each other. So we have proprietary technology to put these together and then can communicate immediately. And then the second part of the proprietary technology is the intelligence layer. So scientists can come into our platform and they're building these digital blueprints, and that is highly reproducible. So this intelligence on the digital blueprints is one of the proprietary technology.
I think I have time for one more. Mari-san, did you have something? Or whichever? Okay.
Do you have any competitor that...
Yes, so we do have similar competitors, especially in the US. So competitors called like Tamarindo Bio is playing the similar space. But how we are different is that we are not just providing the tools and databases, but our core differentiation is this digital blueprints. Once scientists come into our platform, they make the digital blueprints in their platform. They will keep using the digital blueprints. Not just these tools and databases, which are very replaceable, because anytime new tools come in, they can switch over to new tools. But what actually matters is that it's digital blueprints and then data that is being generated from these digital blueprints. Because the more the scientists use our platform, they have better intelligence to make better decisions for their future experiments, such as like parameters, inputs, and outputs, and then what worked and what not worked.
All right, that's all the time we have for a Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank
that
you.
was Mr. Ryo Kamizawa for Chiral. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you. Okay, now it's time for our next presenter, this time from Hong Kong. Representing Ezygreenpak Limited, let's welcome Ms. Lam Wai Fong. Wendy, please come to the stage. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。どうぞ。
My grandmother carried plastic bags, cheap, light, convenient, a miracle of modern life. No one knew they would become one of the heaviest burden on our planet. And then to my mother's generation, they swapped them for cotton or non-woven bag, so-called eco bag. But those bags were never truly recycled or biodegradable. The breakdown process is slow, invisible, or even impossible to prove. The carbon data was hidden. Today, the new generation needs more than that. We need a solution that we can prove, measure, and we can see it. I'm Wendy, the founder of Ezygreenpak. We developed a patent water-soluble non-woven material that's able to dissolve in hot water at 90 degrees, leaving no harmful residues or chemicals behind, safe for standard wastewater system. Here is what makes us different. You can literally see it happens. It dissolves and disappears right in front of you within a few minutes. There's no any microplastic there. And there's no any less than that reduce the landfill burdens. No other biodegradable material on the market can do that. We are not a commercial business. We are not a concept. We are a commercial business. For every city, we generate a packaging waste. And our product is only generates like 30 grams CO2 equivalent per unit, up to 85% less than the conventional alternative items or packagings. And we do not just prove it. We do not just claim it, we prove it. As we are manufacturer, we control the supply chain and productions. So for every client, we generate a carbon footprint life cycle analysis report, calculate the scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions, cradle to grave. So for our Ezygreenpak platforms, so we make sure the data is visible, auditable, and trust, not marketing. but only measurements, from raw material to product end of life. Like I said, we are not a concept, we are a commercial business. We launched in Hong Kong 2 years ago. In year one, we achieved 1 million Hong Kong dollar as revenue. And last year, over 2 million Hong Kong dollar, with gross margin of 72%. Over 55% of our clients reorder. Our client mainly including the premium retailer in Hong Kong, event organizer, hospitality, and hotel, and university. We also have Panasonic and Nokia as our strategic partner and IP investor. Both companies has transferred their patents fully to us. So those patents is able to empowering our technology and data integrity of our platform. We are going global. So during the last 2 years, we have exhibits across the global in the US, UK, Asian market, or even European country. And we are starting to have a prospect in pipeline from European country as well. Our relationship with Panasonic gives us a strong anchor here in Japan and the Asian markets. Starting from this year, we begin to have a product development together, making Japan as our hub for our Asian market. Retail packaging is our proven entry point, but our biggest market is healthcare sector. Try to imagine today, most of the medical products, they are like medical gowns, laundry bags, or the bed sheets, they all not recyclable, and they cannot just throw it away. It's very high cost and landfill burdens. They always require the expensive landfill, the expensive quarantine grade disposal. Imagine that. What if they could just simply dissolve and disappear and safely through standard wastewater system? And we are validating this with CUHK Hong Kong, one of the leading hospital in Hong Kong, and high value, regulated, and recurrent. SusHi Tech Tokyo is about building the sustainable city, and we are already doing it. Real product, real revenue, and real global partnership. The world is producing 400 million tons plastic waste every year. The solution is not coming. It is already here. And we are showing you what is real. We are not asking you what is possible. And any of you, if you have time, feel free to come to our booth to see the magic show. So we can show you how to dissolve and disappear right in front of you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ezygreenpak. All right, now for our Q&A. 質疑応答の時間です. Any questions from our judges? Okay, Paul?
Could you talk about the unit, just for the eco bags? What's the price of the bag?
Compare with the traditional eco bag, that will be 20 to 30% higher than the traditional one. But of course, we are manufacturer, so we believe there is still room to lower our production cost or the cost overall. It depends on the quantity.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Marisa?
Can you let me know what are you working with Panasonic? Because they are not producing garments. So I just want.
So first, Panasonic is our IP investor. They have transferred their IP to our Ezygreenpak platform, the platform that we calculate the carbon footprint for the product life cycle, calculate the scope 1, 2, and 3. Another one is we are working together starting from this year on the new material, Canary, for their product development.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. Mr. Ma?
You mentioned that you have 2 million Hong Kong dollar revenue, right? Yes. Out of the revenue, how much is the recurring and how much is the one-off?
You mean across the revenue?
Revenue, yes.
So it's around 0.6 million Hong Kong dollar as a revenue. Like I said, because half of our customer, they are being our recurring customer. It's our recurrent reorder customer.
Right. That's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. That was Ezygreenpak Limited. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay. Now moving on to our next presenter. 続いては from South Korea, representing Munice. Let's welcome Ms. Shawnee Kwon. 皆様拍手どうぞ.
Hello everyone, I'm Shawnee, and today I'm going to share how we at Munice are changing the way people sleep. So to give you a quick summary, since our last investment about a year ago, we've been making some rapid growth for the last couple of months. And to further amplify this momentum and growth, scale our growth globally, we're currently raising a Series A round. So the market we're focusing on right now is a sleep market. And I think we will all agree that the sleep market will continue to grow. Japan alone has 12 million estimated patients with insomnia, and I was one of the consumer here. That's why I started this business in this market. Among different markets, we wanted to focus on the Asian Pacific. The reason being the wellness economy and the GDP growth are the fastest and the largest in the world, but there's no solid leadership. So we saw an opportunity that we could be the category leader in this market. What Nightly does is we solve real sleep problems. Current insomnia solutions have clear limitations, such as having high barrier to adoption, side effects, and also being very generic and lack of personalization. What Nightly does is we concentrate on providing personalized sleep solution tailored for you every night. We provide different solutions, but among that, one of it is auditory stimulation. We discovered that playing our sound throughout the night increases your deep sleep ratio by 2 times. And also, before waking up, we switched to alpha waves so that you could gently activate your brain and wake up more refreshed in the morning. And we do it through personalization and AI. So we have accumulated over 6 million sleep sessions in the app, and as you sleep more, we can recommend better, and your switching costs and also the accuracy of personalization increases. Also, after launching in Japan, we learned a lot from Japanese users. One of the things was that they love kawaii things. So we utilized our character to put this gamification feature, and this feature itself increased the paid conversion by 10%, and this made the app much more accessible for Japanese users. And I think we'd all agree that sleep is a very important part of our lives. And when our customers get their problem solved, they become our viral machines. And they say, constantly say, thank you so much. And I feel really privileged to be helping someone to solve their issues, to change their daily day and the whole life. So we made some stand-up performance in Japan for the last couple of months. First, we ranked in the App Store in the health and fitness category in #1 in Japan. And we were also featured as App of the Day in 151 countries. And our subscriber number of users in Japan also grew very quickly. By December last year, we've hit 25K. In the middle of April, we've hit 50K. So we doubled in just 3 months. And we're also making this viral creatives to acquire our users. And this itself acquired over 1 billion views in YouTube. So many people ask, Shawnee, you're not Japanese, but how did you gain so much traction in Japan? And one of it is we talked to a lot of customers. We found that Japanese users want something that is more effective than just content-based generic contents, but more accessible than medical-based sleep treatment. And we're updating the app a lot of times while talking to a lot of our Japanese users to make the app more accessible, such as changing our visuals, optimizing message tones and UX design, and also creating this kawaii merge. And as a result, we updated the app 250% more than our competitors to better optimize for our users, for our Japanese users. We're currently raising our Series A round, mostly to invest in expansion across Asian markets. Most of the room is filled. We just have 1.5 million left. So if you're interested, please reach out afterwards. And my co-founder and I, we both majored in computer science, and we have a medical doctor and a team who is constantly doing research on sleep, publishing articles, and we also have 8 patents, with 3 of them granted and the other all pending. We also have good partners who could bring our company to the next level, including investors from DeepMentor Capital, Samsung Next, and also strategic partners, also from medical backgrounds. Yeah, so we think we're revolutionizing the way people sleep, and we promise you we'll make the good sleep the norm for all of the society. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now time for our Q&A. ではご質問。はい、Angela.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could share specifically your customer churn numbers and then like your daily active user rate.
So 85% of our users are annual subscribers, so they only churn after 1 year. And because our launch in Japan with their annual subscription plan is less than a year, we currently don't have a number for annual subscription. But then for the monthly subscription, it's about 30% churn for each month. And we achieve a plateau from month 4.
Any other questions? Okay, Mr. Ma.
In terms of technology, may I know how unique is your data set is compared to the wearable-based sleep data companies?
Yes. So most sleep apps and sleep data focus on tracking. So having sleep stages, at which time, and maybe if you have sleep apnea, when does it occur? But what our app is different is that we have qualitative data before and after you wake up. So before you go to sleep, you get to tell us what happened and what emotions you feel, what's your condition, and that's the only way you can get your hour monitor beats. And then you wake up, you get to rate how your sleep was. So one of many reasons why other companies, big tech companies like Samsung is interested in us is because they only have the tracking, but we have the qualitative and the quantitative together, which could amplify the value of our data set. Thank you.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank
that was
you.
Munice. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました. Okay, moving on to the last presenter of this portion of our pitch session. From Japan, Ms. Yumiko Nagai, representing New Space Intelligence Incorporated. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Yumiko Nagai, CEO of New Space Intelligence NSI. We are turning satellite data into everyday's infrastructure. So please take a look at these pictures. These are there's 10 different satellite images captured at the same place around the same times, but look so different. So different satellites cannot be used together or compared without our technology. So today I would like to introduce our cutting-edge technology. So we're the global team of satellite data experts in remote sensing, calibration, and data science and engineering. And we don't just analyze satellite data. We turn it into decision-making intelligence. And the number of Earth observation satellites has been increasing explosively. And of course, data use also surging. Today, the geospatial analytical market size is already $110 billion US market. And however, there is a fundamental problem. The satellite industry is extremely fragmented, and satellites are maintained individually in different countries or companies. The most current service rely on the single type of satellite. But in reality, when you consider about the frequency, cost, and accuracy and continuity risk, relying on the single satellite provider has already reached business limitation. So that's why satellite data, despite its possibility, is still not trusted in the real world decision making. And the satellite data needs horizontal infrastructure that works across country and satellite operators. So why will NSI win? Because this horizontal infrastructure needs calibration technology. That is our core technology. Then calibrating diverse satellite data onto the common scale makes fragmented satellite data work together. So with this technology enable to increase observation frequency, lower cost, and reduce fault analysis, and also to ensure uninterrupted services. So these 4 breakthrough advantages are made possible by calibration. That is only our company can provide them together. So AI alone cannot fix satellite data error like blur or misalignment. And we collected using this ground-based mirror reflector and other results, clear and reliable satellite data. Then our calibration technology has been recognized by Japanese global agency METI and awarded us $10 million US over 5 years. And we are building now global comparable foundation for satellite data. Through this initiative, satellite data utilization will be expanded dramatically in coming years. Then we have already developed and operated automated system, so-called satellite data pipeline. And from selecting, integrating to analyze multi-satellite data to analyze and deliver the result. By using this automated system platform, we are now providing several kind of satellite, several kind of application. For example, this is infrastructure monitoring, and it is like a surveillance camera from the space. And we are currently running the pilot project with Japan Railway East, moving toward full development. And this is an example of disaster corresponding, and we can provide like more visible and actionable information. So our goal is not only in Japan but also expanding to Asia and also global market. So we are now preparing for the IPO to be the global leader. So satellite data industry is entering the new era. It is no longer quantity of data, but quality and reliability. So our technology will be the key, calibration and harmonization. So we are now building the world decision infrastructure. For more information, please visit our booth over there. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. So let's move on to our Q&A. はご質問ある方いらっしゃいますか? So any of our judges have any questions? Okay, Kato-san.
Thank you for the pitch. I'd like to understand why the other companies cannot realize your technology, and what is the mode to avoid a potential competitor to enter your market, your business domain?
Okay, actually, without calibration, it's very difficult to use several satellite data together, and they cannot. Actually, we have a university startup, and we research so long, takes so long time, but no one realized this technology will be very key. Then, so it's very difficult to actually, technically it's a little difficult to be there, how can I say, it takes time to build this kind of technology actually. Yeah, this is kind of business, how can I say, sorry. It's a little bit difficult to make the technology, yeah.
Okay, I think we got time for one more question. Anyone else have any questions? We okay? Mari-san.
Thank you very much. My question is, I understand that by putting some like images together, we get more precise like view or image of the from the satellite. But other than that, is there any like additional feature? But by how we can gain more advantage by combining those data?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, now only small area satellite data is used, but because they can use only one kind of satellite data. But if we can use several kinds of satellite data, we can frequently update the Earth itself. So the satellite data utilization will be really expanded using this kind of technology. So that's why in the future, near future, many of the industry gonna use satellite data. Without this technology, it's very difficult, very limited field.
All right. Time's up. Thank you very much. That was New Space Intelligence Incorporated. Ms. Nagai, thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, so we've finished up 12 of our presentations for today. So now we're going to take another 5-minute break. So please be back and ready to go for our last round of presentations. If you're going to be leaving, please be sure to return your simultaneous interpretation receivers to our staff. As I mentioned before, some of our startups are exhibiting their technologies and services related to Sushi Tech here in the exhibition area on this floor. Please be sure to drop by or check them out too. We'll be resuming in about 5 minutes, so see you back then. Thank you. Okay, everyone, once again, we are back, and it's time to move on to the final stretch of our Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 semifinals. では、再開させていただきます。ラストストレッチとなります。皆様、引き続きよろしくお願いします。Okay, so the last remaining 6 companies will be presenting now. Next up, from the United States, Mr. Lele Shinohara from Seyond. 皆様、拍手でお迎えください。Here we go!
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lele Shinohara from Seyond. Today, I'm going to talk about smart infrastructure. First, give a quick introduction about Seyond. Seyond is the LiDAR company, which is established in 2016 from Silicon Valley in United States. We are just recently publicly listed on the Hong Kong exchange stock market from the end of the last year. We are the first high-performance LiDAR product from doing the volume mass production since 2022. And we are within our wide range of the product. We are serving different industry, including ADAS, robotaxi, and robotics, smart infrastructure. And today, I want to talk about our Simple. We call it the Simple. It's a smart infrastructure management platform with our LiDAR product and with our the AI software for the recognition. So look at the standard of the art, the traffic detection system. The magnetic loop sensor, normally it's using a huge amount of the work to do the installation and to do the maintenance. So in compare the smart solution, the Simple solution, we only using very little the time to do the maintenance and the installation. So the other system is a camera-based the detection system. To cover one intersection, normally we are using a huge amount of the camera sensors. More than that, camera bring the public privacy concerns. Without the LiDAR sensor, you do not need to care about your face will be detected, the number plate will be detected. So only using 2 LiDAR sensors installed on the 2 pole on the traffic, we can cover 360 degrees of the traffic. And then, based on the LiDAR sensor, we are able to build a HD map around the sensor, around the traffic light, and then the AI perception will recognize the car, and if a car is a pedestrian or a cyclist. So with this information, so we are provided very accurate the detection. For example, the car or the VRU, the detection can achieve more than 99% of the accuracy compared with the standard the solution. It's much high accurate detection system. So based on this information, so then the information can be sent to the traffic controller to control the red signal or the green signals. And furthermore, the data can be recorded for the later the traffic analysis or studies. And the system can provide for example, on the highway to detect if the vehicle are stopped on the highway or people are walking around on the highway. Furthermore, for example, the wrong way driving, so it can also be detected as a final user applications. So based on this, we have done some of the case studies. For example, here we are in collaboration with the government, the partner in the United States to learn about the pedestrian safety across the traffic light. And also, there are a lot of the time, for example, in the United States, there are the no traffic light, but the people are crossing the street. We are also giving this information to the government, and they can study to learn what is going on with the pedestrian safety. So we get into the Japanese market since 2 years ago. And in the last 2 years, we are starting to build up a collaboration with our partner. So then from this year, we are expand our the proof of concept into a bigger scale. And we are hope after the 2 years in the 2028 or 2030 time zone to be able to be a standard the solution for the infrastructure digital transformation. At the end, as a conclusion, Seyond, with our success on the automotive sensors, the sectors, we are together with our smarter, the AI perception, we wanted to build up a smarter, safer Tokyo city. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was Seyond. Do we have any questions from our judges? Anyone? Okay. Mr. Ma, if you would.
So what is your core mode? Is this like the hardware or like the system integration or something like? So what is your mode?
The Seyond is we started from the LiDAR hardware. So with the city smart infrastructure platform, we are using the LiDAR hardware, which is from the automotive, from the car, and with the AI perception to build up a system we call it the simple, including the software, the hardware and software. We provide the entire system to the customer or the partners. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question if there's something. Okay. Kato-san?
Thank you for the pitch. Compared to the conventional camera observation system, is there any disadvantage of your LiDAR solution in terms of the technology, apart from the security?
Basically, let's say, as our solution, we are trying to overcome all those the shortage from the current system or the other system, for example, magnetic loop sensor, and also the camera the system. So right now, if we look at the disadvantage of the current system, compared with the camera, probably slightly expensive, but compared with the the performance, it's negligible, because we do receive quite a good feedback from our customers. Yeah.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. That was Seyond. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you very much. Okay, it looks like we are ready to move on to our next presenter. それでは続きまして from Malaysia, Mr. Sethu Raj Munusamy, representing Midwest Composites. Here we go. どうぞ.
Good afternoon, everyone. Cities today are being built with carbon-intensive materials such as plastics and metals. We are here to change how cities could be made with materials that are better. At Midwest Composites, we are building an industrial platform for decarbonized mobility materials. I was 18 years old when I first learned about composites, worked in the US. And we were working on natural fiber buses, as you see here, and this has been a really long journey for us. So, transportation materials account for 25% of global CO2 emissions. This is a critical Scope 3 bottleneck, thanks to high embodied carbon through steel, aluminum, and plastics. So OEMs are looking to move into lightweight materials while still increasing their performance and efficiency of their vehicles. So our solution, we make advanced biocomposites using natural fibers from kanaf and jute combined together with palm oil and green tea agro waste. By doing this, we actually can reduce the weight of our materials, increase impact resistance, and vibration dampening. The most critical part of this is our raw materials are dropped into existing manufacturing processes, because what we have learned, the easier it is for them to adopt this usage, the more they'll use it. So we have been building this specifically for easy to adopt non-structural components such as automotive interiors, mass transit interiors, and urban and built environment surfaces such as tables, chairs, and benches. Again, most of our customers are looking for materials that can just be used into their existing processes. So our platform architecture, we have feedstock, materials, manufacturing, and market access. So our feedstock advantages, we're from Southeast Asia. So we're going to use manufacturing as our beachhead to get into these OEMs. Then we're going to supply materials to them to scale. And then after that, it would be licensing. So our competitors are mostly focused on one aspect of the value chain, whereas we at Midwest are focused on three: materials, manufacturing, and market access. Because we have learned just materials alone won't help you scale. You need to have manufacturing and market access too. So we have quite a lot of traction going on currently. We have a POC with Tokyo Land Corporation through the Green Valley Shibuya, where our materials such as tables, chairs, and benches are going to be put into the Shibuya train station. We have product development going on with TerraDrone and Fujiname here in Japan. Toyota Tsusho Malaysia is championing us, and we're working together with them in a KLIA project in Malaysia, which could potentially be expanded into Sendai Airport here. Not only in Japan, we are also having traction all around the other world, such as Maruti Suzuki, where we have a paid pilot going on right now. EDM Simulators from UK have given us a purchase order to start building aerospace simulators for them. And we have a 2-year contract with KR Travel, where we have been refurbishing buses in the airport in Malaysia using our materials. So we have had quite a lot of global validation across ecosystems in Germany, US, here in Japan, Singapore, Indonesia, India, and today here. We've also received grants from Nano Malaysia, United Nations, and Economic Research Institute of ASEAN. Our team has deep expertise in materials, manufacturing, supply chain, and also Japan market access. We are focusing on transportation market, which is a very fast-growing market. And our strategic beachheads are Japan through market validation, India for automotive scale, ASEAN, where we do our manufacturing, and the UK, where we have access to specialty and high-value mobility applications. So what we're looking to unlock next, we are looking to get our OEM and material certifications and increase our presence in Japan so that we can actually convert most of these POCs into commercial revenue. We want to secure 1 to 2 anchor OEM Tier 1 commercial programs and commission our first modular production line. So what we're looking for is partners here in Japan that would want to use sustainable materials in real-world applications. So I spent a decade in US learning this, a decade in ASEAN developing this, and I'm going to spend the next decade in Japan perfecting this. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was Midwest Composites. So, can we move on to our Q&A? All right, Paul, you had your hand up already.
So for automotive interiors, can you give us a sense of apples-to-apples cost comparison from current solutions to your solution?
So ours is about 10 to 20% more expensive at the moment because even though we're using agricultural biomass that's cheaper, there's still a compounding process where you have energy and stuff. But as we get into scale, we anticipate we'll be at the same price or even cheaper.
All right, Angela?
Can you speak to durability against current materials?
Oh, because we're still using plastic, we're not completely moving away from plastic. So ours are like a hybrid, say 50% natural biocomposite and 50% plastic. So the plastics take care of the durability.
Okay, any other questions? Mr. Ma?
Are there any like the regulatory hurdles, for the automotive grade materials?
Of course, automotive is one of the worst industries to work with because they have very high requirements. It's not only mechanical performances, they also look at odor, long-term vibration and all that. So we're going through all of that testing at this moment to get there.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. That was Midwest Composites. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you. Okay, so now time to move on to our next presentation, this time from Japan once again. Mr. Tsuyoshi Hoshino representing LiSTie Incorporated. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。どうぞ。
Hello, my name is Tsuyoshi Hoshino, CEO of LiSTie. We extract lithium battery, key material battery from any source. At current pace, supply-demand gap for lithium is coming by 2030. The whole critical problem is remains unsolved. Lithium from used lithium-ion battery is not still recycled, and lithium hydroxide refining is deeply dependent on China. Even in Salt Lake, and mining is a critical problem is efficiently and environmental impact. So we developed the LIFESCAPES and solved these problems. LIFESCAPES is a paradigm shift of lithium extraction, and it archives the 99.99% pure high lithium hydroxide and directly produces the lithium hydroxide. This is the key material of lithium-ion battery. The core is our ceramics membrane. Only lithium can pass through this membrane, and while magnesium, calcium, and other ions did not permeate the membrane and completely blocked. Compared to the conventional technology, LIFESCAPES delivers the clear advantage in 5 areas, especially the low cost and high purity feedstock is available, and low environmental impact. We are now moving the commercialization, and our system has a design as container-based unit. Each unit can be produced 517 tons of lithium hydroxide per year. And we move the bench scale demonstration supported by Next and NEDO and global platforms like SusHi. Lithium market is growing rapidly, and it is expected to the $75 billion US dollars due to the expansion of lithium market. We are going to the business and recycling and recycled lithium cells, and we scale the LIFESCAPES unit cells with membrane replacement. Our timeline is clear that in 2027, we scale the demonstration, first demonstration system and recycled lithium cells. By 2030, we are moving to the IPO. Our team is combined deep technology and global business expert. Our global business lead, Daniel, former vice president of SQM, the largest lithium producer in Chile. Beyond the battery, LIFESCAPES enables lithium-6 enrichment for fusion reactor. This is essential for the tritium breeding. We believe that LIFESCAPES will not only power EV, but also future of clean energy. We are developing the LIFESCAPES globally, from the lithium recycling to Salt Lake and mining. And our mission is clear, to circulate the lithium resource and solve the global energy problem. Thank you for.
All right, thank you very much. That was LiSTie. So let's move on to our Q&A. Any questions from our judges? Okay, if you and Ms. Kato.
Thank you for the presentation. I'd like to understand how much the production capability was that the bench size facility so far, and do you see any problem when you scale up the production capability in the near future?
Yeah. Our cost is $5 per kilogram lithium hydroxide per kilogram. Now, bench scale cost is 10 times higher than our estimated cost because the membrane is high cost. So, however, this supplier is that membrane supplier is a test sample supply to us. So commercial and the mass production phase, membrane cost degrees 10 times lower. So we are available the $5 for 1 kilogram.
Okay, I think we can go for one more question. Does anyone have anything they'd like to ask? Anything? Okay, to Paul. Sure.
Wanted to check just a little bit of repetition. So what's the bench capacity, production capacity, your current production capacity? The second question is, per ton of lithium or per kilo of lithium, what is the cost of producing versus doing it from, from mined material?
Full scale, in case of full scale container is produced 570 ton, and now bench scale is 5 ton. Yes.
And then cost per kilo of production?
Cost is 15 US dollars per kilogram now.
All right, thank you very much. That's all the time we have for our Q&A. ありがとうございました。皆様改めて拍手お願いします。LiSTie Incorporated. Thank you. Okay, going on to our next presenter, also from Japan. Let's welcome from LIFESCAPES, Mr. Ryotaro Hirose. どうぞ.
Hello, we are LIFESCAPES. We are tackling one of the largest unmet needs in stroke rehabilitation, severe hand paralysis. Our brain-computer interface rewires the brain, destroying movement to patient once though recovery was impossible. Stroke is one of the world's top 4 diseases. Look around you. 1 in 4 of the people you see today will have a stroke in their lifetime. And the number of patients has increased by 40% over the past decade. And 100 million stroke cases are living with the consequences, prolonged hospitalization, and the loss of independence. However, current methods are not effective for treating hand paralysis, especially in severe cases. And severe hand paralysis impacts about 30% of 100 million stroke cases each year, leading to $900 billion in economic losses annually. Here, instead of focusing on the paralyzed hand, we turn attention to the brain, the control center behind every movement. Conventional treatment targets the paralyzed hand itself, but have shown limited success. By targeting the brain, we aim to tackle the root cause of paralysis. Based on this concept, we developed neuromodulation device using BCI technology. Using wearable edge device, brain signals are read out and transmitted to a tablet PC. An AI in the tablet analyzes the brain waves and drives the robot when it detects that remaining neural circuits are activated. And the robot supports finger movement, stimulates muscle, and gives feedback to the brain. And through this closed-loop feedback, BCI facilitates the reorganization of the brain, enabling the paralyzed hand to move again, even without the device. And this is a clinical study with chronic and severe patients who were thought to have no further recovery potential. And before BCI treatment, there was no muscle response, and the clenched hand could not be opened. But after just 2 weeks of BCI treatment, muscle responses are observed, and he could grip and release objects. And above 74% of patients show significant recovery from severe stage to moderate stage. Since launching the medical device last year, we have already treated over 1,000 patients. One severely impaired patient, initially unable to move his finger at all, regained moderate function after just 2 weeks of BCI treatment, and continue with 4 weeks of therapy. He's now able to write and eat using his previously paralyzed hand, significantly improving his quality of life. And 2 BCI devices have been launched as a medical device in the United States and Europe. While competing products require 12 weeks of training period, our device achieves better results in just 2 to 4 weeks. Furthermore, our device is easier to use, setting up in half the time at lower cost than competing products. We hold 24 patents, design, and trademarks related to our brain sensing AI and robotics. Our business model starts with hospitals and rehabilitation facilities. Within the first year of launch, we generated 1 million revenue, and we already sold over 70 units in Japan and Malaysia. And from there, we will extend our therapy beyond clinic through home-based subscription model, creating a large and recurring revenue stream as patients continue training after discharge. And this is only the beginning. And Southeast Asia alone has 8,000 facilities, and 9.2 million stroke patients are waiting to be reached. And the roadmap is very clear. Japan is already generating revenue, and Southeast Asia is launching now, and United States, Australia, and EU follow through clinical trial. And leveraging 15 years of KOL relationship in Japan, where Japanese rehabilitation is most trusted across Asia Pacific, we are already expanding to multiple markets. In Singapore, we want Chiral Healthcare Inomat and got funding, and we just started a joint study project with the National University Health System. And in Malaysia, 5 units are already deployed at the major government hospitals. And beyond that, we are also creating a partnership in Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, and Australia. Our team is led by Professor Ushiba. He's a globally recognized key opinion leader in neuroscience field. It also includes 18 experts in healthcare business development, clinical affairs, sales marketing, manufacturing, a highly skilled and diverse team. With our BCR technology, we envision a future where paralysis no longer limits potential. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was LifeScapes. Thank you. Now time for our Q&A. Judges, any questions? Okay, Angela?
Thank you. I'm curious what this product is replacing, meaning what are hospitals using today?
Sorry, could you say again?
What is this product replacing? What are hospitals using today?
Oh, okay. A conventional treatment is like an electrical simulation device and also a robotic device. So BCI replaces those conventional treatment.
Okay, any other questions? Kato-san? Okay.
Thank you for the pitch. I'd like to understand the efficacy of the devices. A patient need to keep using this device, or just 10 days or 20 days, just enough to improve the mortality or the function?
It depends on the case, but in standard protocol, we recommend use our device for 10 days. So patient don't need to use our device again. But for example, for patients with severe and in the chronic phase, some patients need to use our device continuously.
I think we have time for one more question, if there is one. Okay, Mr. Ma?
What is your conversion rate from the pipeline to the paid adoption?
Paper?
Conversion rate from the pipeline to the paid customers.
Okay, it's about 10%. Yeah, in Japan.
How about in Malaysia?
In Malaysia, we just started a business
okay.
right now. So
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much, Mr. Ryotaro Hirose for LifeScapes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, looks like we have 2 presenters left to go today. 続いてはですね、from Malaysia, Mr. Chorchi Ho from Qarbotech. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。どうぞ。
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Chiho from Qarbotech, where we harness nature's power to power nature. So there's this cutting-edge technology called carbon quantum dots, or CQD, and so happened to win the Nobel Prize in chemistry. And at Qarbotech, what we do differently is that we use agricultural waste and churn out organic CQD. And with this organic CQD, we made it into the world's first photosynthesis enhancer, a foliar spray, that help plants or leaves to double the light energy utilization. So global food demand is projected to increase by 56% by 2050. And farmers are concerned with rising input costs, lowering in terms of nutritional contents of crops, and climate volatility. So how can we grow more food with less cost, less chemical, and even during overcast weather? Our secret lies in the leaves. So photosynthesis is the fundamental process of plants using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to churn out carbohydrate and oxygen. And this process is not very efficient because only 4% of light energy is being utilized, which means 96% of light energy is just wasted. So our material converts unusable light spectrum into usable light wavelength, doubling the photosynthesis efficiency. And with that, our product containing CQD, it's already deployed on more than 40 types of crops across 8,000 acres of commercial farm, showing actual yield improvement. And why is this suitable for Japan? Because it's safe, sustainable, derived from agricultural waste, and for farmers, they can easily mix it with their current inputs and spray at one go. No change in workflows. So that aligning with Japan's push towards sustainable agriculture and food security. And this farmer from Malaysia has achieved 144% jump in profit due to higher crop yield, better fruit quality, and reduced chemical usage. And in Zambia, we've partnered with the biggest seed manufacturer there and helped their customer to improve yield by 31%. And in Pakistan, sustainable cotton growers have seen 82% yield improvement. So this is not just about yield, but actual income transformation for smallholder growers. And back home in Malaysia, we have completed a government contract with the state level of government, uplifting 1,000 rice farmers to improve their income cumulatively, USD 690,000. And in Japan, we have collaborated with Koipuchi to run our rice pilot in Ibaraki, recorded 17% improvement in yield. So agriculture is just our first vertical. The true asset lie with our CQD production capability. So with this CQD material, we can even enhance or boost the efficiency of perovskite solar cells. And now we are scaling fast in 19 countries by working with collaborators and partners. In Japan, we work with Chitose, Sanyo Trading, Tokyo Fudosan, and even Mitsui Chemical. And in 2024, we raised $2 million to upscale our production by 50 times. And last year, we have quadrupled our revenue. And in Tokyo, we can even help the city to move closer to net zero if all the plants in the city are enhanced by our technology. We can accelerate that by up to 60%. And this is the team behind Qarbotech. Professor Dr. Shraya is also the world's top 2% scientist with 2 decades experience in chemical engineering and nanotechnology, and I bring in 15 years of business development. So we are backed by supporters like 500 Global from Silicon Valley, investors from Australia, Sweden, Singapore. We aspire to be the global bio-quantum dots technology provider. So we are raising $4 million this round to scale our IP expansion, regulatory certification, as well as further our R&D. So our technology, it's all about unlocking nature's power. So nature has already that power in the sunlight, in the leaves, and even within the agricultural waste. So at Qarbotech, we unlock that power and benefit people, planet, and nature. Thank you.
All right, that was Qarbotech. So let's move on to our Q&A. ご質問ある審査員の方は Any questions? Okay, Angela?
Thank you so much. Can you share what intellectual property protections you have?
Yeah, so we have 1 granted patent and 1 pending. So it's all about the production processes of our green process, acid-free process to make our carbon quantum dots from agricultural waste. And we also have trade secrets in terms of the formulation of our product. So for different crops, we have tuned the formulation differently to achieve the maximum output or the yield.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll go ahead and move on. No? Yes?
One more.
Okay.
Yes. You mentioned that your technology is safe, right?
Yes.
So how you make sure that it is safe in long term?
Yeah. So this same carbon quantum dots actually present in our food. For example, in soy sauce, milk, honey, cooking oil, all this material has been there in the food. Just that what we invented, it's a scalable manufacturing process to extract carbon quantum dots from agricultural waste or any bio source. So that's the innovative process that we have. Yeah. Okay, yes.
Anything happened was that leaf?
Yes?
that one, that leaf.
Yes? Yes? Yeah, this is just a demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a demo. Yeah. Just to let you imagine, like it's a foliar spray, yeah, and not to the soil, yeah.
I was thinking maybe the color was going to change or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much
Thank
once
you.
again from Malaysia, Qarbotech. Thank you. It's just a moment before our next presentation. Let's make a quick adjustment to our screen and PA equipment. Give us just a second. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. All right, so our last presenter for today from Taiwan. Let's welcome Mr. Mitch Yang presenting for DeepMentor Incorporated. 皆様拍手でお迎えください。どうぞ。
Hello, everybody. My name is Mitch Yang. I'm the CEO of DeepMentor. We are here to make AI model small enough for Japan's big ideas because we believe your Tamagotchis deserve a brain upgrade. And we are coming out with IC at 10% of the cost, 20% more power consumption, low latency, and your data stay with you. They won't run off to the clouds. Japan has a massive edge AI market, 3 trillion yen and 10 million units per year, ranging from gaming hardware all the way to industrial IoT. However, we got problems. Today's edge AI IC are too expensive, too power hungry, too slow to deploy, and have all kinds of privacy risks because it connected to the internet. Our solution is we make AI model directly into silicon through our miniaturization and hardening process. It's just like turning an asset into a haiku. Same meaning, 1/10 of the size and more beautiful. Okay? And somebody said, other people are doing similar things, right? We got 2 patented breakthroughs. Number 1, AI model miniaturizations. Competitor trying to shrink the AI model through quantization and pruning. What they got is lost details with unstable result. Our miniaturization process keep the details and with stable result. And actually, we got multiple model co-works together. We got the AI model size reduced by 90% and retain 99% of accuracy with dynamics precision. Breakthrough number 2, we skip the middleman and AI model goes directly into the silicon. Traditional way of doing it is go through compilers and SDK. It takes more than 50 months, and all they got is a generic MPU. DeepMentor's cross-model optimizations take only 2 to 3 months. Result is a finite state machine-based circuit and can go into IC or IP directly. Sounds too good to be true, right? Because we are different. We were not AI engineer. We were not software engineer. We were not even hardware engineer. We are EDI IC design tool engineers with a different perspective. We can tackle the problem from a totally different angle. That's why we can use 22 nanometer mature process instead of 8 or 5, and the cost is only 1/4. And the silicon utilization, we can make it up to 90% versus 10 to 20. And we can directly transform model to RTL circuit in 2 to 3 months versus 15 months. The chip cost is 1,500 yen versus 15,000. And the operation at sub 1 watts is very battery friendly. We already got proven result. Besides EDA simulation, we put it on FPGA, we got prototype and products and being shipped to our clients. We also put it on production hardware and it's existing GPU and NPU, and we got similar result to our EDA simulations. Let's usher in the era of edge AI. 1/10 of silicon cost, low latency, sub-1 watts operation, and 99% accuracy. What we seek in Japan is investment partner for our Series A and looking for a Japanese OEM and co-development of Japan's specific AI applications. Jack and I lead a team of EDA design engineer. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was DeepMentor Incorporated. Let's move on to our Q&A. Judges, any questions? Someone going to start us off? Okay, Ms. Kato.
Thank you for that pitch. What are the typical applications of the technology? In which area or product you can make this technology more
Basically,
useful?
either you don't have internet connection or you don't want internet connection. You want privacy and low power. Recently, we got a big request from drone applications. And that one, they need low power because of battery. And there's a lot of interference. They don't have connections. And there are others as well.
Any other questions? Okay, Mr. Ma, okay.
This question is, regarding to your strategy. Do you mean to be the IP company, or your strategy? Do you aim to be a IP company or fabless chip company or full stack AI platform or something like that?
Well, originally we planned to just sell IP, and it's kind of difficult. And later, after I joined the company a few months ago, we decided to switch strategy. We are going to coming out with our IC. We are going to sell to drone makers, industrial IoTs, and even smart toys. So we'll go directly from IP to IC. But if someone want to buy our IP, we are still willing to do that.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for our Q&A. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Mitch Young for DeepMentor Incorporated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, so everybody, that concludes the pitch presentations today by our 18 semifinalists. Thank you for all of those outstanding pitches, and thank you all of you for taking time out of your schedules to be here today. We're going to be proceeding with the judging process after this and announce the 7 startups advancing to the final in just a little bit. So judges, if you would please kindly move to your holding room for the evaluation process. ここでジャッジの皆様にですね、控室の方にご移動いただきまして、競技の時間となります。Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to our judges, if you would. 皆様拍手お願いします。Thank you. Still have a little bit of difficult time ahead of you trying to whittle down to the 7 finalists, I'm sure. So, okay, just to let everyone know, we will be announcing the results in just a little bit. Before that, we're going to take a 30-minute break, so please be back here in 30 minutes to find out the results. And see you then. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us here today at Sushi Tech Tokyo 2026. In just a moment, we'll be making the announcement of the results of our Sushi Tech Challenge pitch contest here today on stage. So please come over to the stage, sit down, and relax. We'll be ready to go in just a moment. 皆様本日は改めまして寿司テック東京2026にお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。まもなくですね、本日のピッチコンテストの結果発表をさせていただきます。まもなくの発表となりますので、皆様、東京ステージにお集まりください。よろしくお願いいたします。Okay, everybody, once again, thank you very much for joining us here today at Sushi Tech Tokyo 2026, and of course, the Sushi Tech Challenge semifinals. On the stage, we presented the Sushi Tech Challenge Finals, a pitch contest, as you know, where startups compete to address the global challenge of building sustainable cities through advanced technology. Sustainable high city tech equals Sushi Tech. So now, after evaluating all of our 18 presentations we've enjoyed here today, it's time for the much-awaited announcement of the results. So those advancing to the final will secure their spot for tomorrow's event and stand a chance to win the grand prize of 10 million yen for the winning team. So once again, before we make the announcement, I'd like to introduce the total, all of the 18 startup companies from 9 different countries and areas that joined us here today. Eztia, ASUENE Incorporated, Aster, EF Polymer KK, Pragmaclin Research Incorporated, enaDyne, Kubo Care, ENELL Company Limited, Chiral, Ezygreenpak Limited, Munice, New Space Intelligence Incorporated, Seyond, Midwest Composites, LiSTie Incorporated, LIFESCAPES, Qarbotech, and DeepMentor Incorporated. So, as I mentioned, those are the total of the 18 startups that joined us here on stage today. So now, we reach the most awaited moment of the day, of course. We'll be calling the qualifiers for tomorrow's finals. So if your name, or your company name actually, is called, please come on stage. Which 7 companies will be going on to our final round tomorrow? The companies that go into Sushi Tech Challenge final round tomorrow are Eztia. はい、皆様拍手でお迎えください。ASUENE Incorporated, Pragmaclin Research Incorporated, Munice, LIFESCAPES, Qarbotech, and last but not least, DeepMentor Incorporated. All right, congratulations to our 7 chosen companies. 皆様改めて拍手お願いします. Another round of applause. All right, so these are our final 7 who will be battling it out in the finals tomorrow. Very, very well deserved. So we're going to take just a moment to get a quick picture. Just stay right where you're at, face forward, and I'll get a good couple of pictures. And then we'll move on to get a few words from our semifinalists who will be moving on and becoming our finalists tomorrow. So just face forward if you would, and we're going to get a couple of quick pictures. Wow, that was quick. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Okay, and here's, okay, great, there's our mic. So I'd like to get a few words from each of our companies who are now finalists. So, Eztia, oh, sorry, we're going in a different order now? Okay, why don't you just start and go in order, okay.
First, hello. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present what we have learned. We look forward to a more cool and resilient Japan and partner together with everybody to battle heat. And we look forward to continuing our journey tomorrow.
Thank you very much. As I explained during my pitch, our goal is to change the world for the next generation. So hopefully tomorrow's pitch, I can give more insights so that the world will change for the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it was a tough competition here, so I'm excited to share a little more about our story tomorrow and how we're improving neurological care for Japan and the rest of the globe. Thank you so much.
I'm honored to speak tomorrow as a finalist, and I'm also happy that I could contribute to the city, to a more sustainable city with good sleep. Thank you.
Thank you very much for valuable opportunity. I'm very honored to selected as finalist. I'm very looking forward to tomorrow pitch. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be selected into final with my new friend from Japan and new friend from Taiwan. So looking forward to the final tomorrow.
I'm extremely happy and very honored, and I promise, if I win tomorrow, your Tamagotchi is going to get very, very smart.
All right, thank you very much, and congratulations to our 7 finalists. So, as you see, the finalists for Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 have been decided. Let's give them another big round of applause. 皆様改めて拍手お願いします。本当に congratulations. Okay, so you would please return to your seats. Okay, so let's take just a moment to get a few words also from our judges. So we're just going to go. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, looks like we're going to keep them on stage. Okay. So now if we get a few words from our judges. So Paul, can you kick us off?
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations. Really impressed with both the diversity and the scale of your inspirations and impact, and wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Okay, Ms. Kato.
Congratulations to the finalists. I should say that all the presenters have done a great pitch, have done a great job. So just good luck for tomorrow final. Just congratulations again.
Great. Mari-san?
Congratulations, I really enjoyed everyone's pitch, but I met some new ideas, new people, and really liked it all. So thank you so much, and good luck for tomorrow.
All right. Angela.
Congratulations. It was amazing to hear the diversity of ideas and all the passion you have for changing the world.
All right. And the gentleman with the most questions today, I think, Mr. Ma.
Congratulations, and second, thank you for every presenter today to having the meaningful over 3 hours together with us, and good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So now, if you would, please return to your seats. Thank you very much. Let's give him another round of applause. 皆様改めて拍手どうぞ。All right, so thank you once again to all of our participants, all of our presenters, all of our finalists, and all of our judges. So the finalists for Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 will be on stage tomorrow, battling it out. So looking forward to tomorrow's pitch contest as well. Thank you very much once again. This marks the end of the Sushi Tech Challenge semifinal round. Thank you very much for participating. Sushi Tech Challenge 2026 final round will be held, as I mentioned, tomorrow at the innovation stage. So it's not this stage, it's the one all the way on the other side of the venue. Other side, it's not too far away. But it's on the other side of the venue, so if you're going to come and watch that, please be sure and go to the right stage. This will be held, as I said, at the innovation stage starting at 2 p.m. tomorrow. In addition, all semifinalists who pitched today are exhibiting in exhibition areas, so if you'd like to talk to them directly, please feel free to visit them in that area. Also, from 6 o'clock p.m. Here, there will be a talk session titled India's New Era Innovators Arrive in Japan, uncovering the truth behind the elephant driving the global south on this stage. So please take a look at that and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。